Imagine you getting eBay sales notifications while you're asleep, while you're at the gym, while you're at work, without having any packages at home waiting for you to have to go to the post office, without you having any products at home, and also without you needing to list anything on eBay. Listen guys, throughout this video, I'm actually going to give you guys not only my proven secret on how I have automated my business with my 7 eBay accounts, but also how my students have as well, and how you can replicate this right now, literally. And guys, these are things you can do by yourself or you can outsource. This is simple, quick, and easy, and it's something a lot of people are overlooking, but not no more. I'm going to expose the truth so you guys don't have to keep doing all of the hard work. See, what I had to learn with business, right, is the most important thing is making sure that you're working less so you can work more on other things within the sectors of your business or even in your life. Me, I've owned multiple phone stores and I was working my ass off in these phone stores every single day. See, with my store, if an employee called out, I would have to stay in the store all day. If I was short-staffed, I would have to stay in the store all day. See, the problem was I was making a lot of money, but I would have to spend a bunch of time in one place. And guys, I'm going to show you how you don't ever have to get into the situation where you're working so hard you have no freedom. And a lot of us have this with our 9-to-5 jobs, right? So again, automating and also outsourcing is important, but if you can do it by yourself to set yourself up for success so it runs smoothly, you need to take advantage of that right now. I'm going to teach you the proven system that works for me and 78 of my students, so you don't have to trade time for money, but instead you can get free and keep your time while also making money. Now, I do want to make this disclaimer. This is not going to be something that's just going to sporadically make you fast money. I'm all about longevity. I'm all about making sure you make money the right way so you can keep the money and it can be recurring. So when you watch this video, I want you to understand you're getting value. You're not getting somebody that's just putting copy and paste things from their other YouTube videos that they see from drop shipping or people just promoting other websites that make you 25 cents every hour. Now, I want to teach you how to actually achieve valuable income streams, and eBay is a great one, but this system is going to help you be able to make it flourish without you doing all of the work. Okay, so when I first started eBay, I was probably just like you. I wasn't getting any sales, and I had to actually figure out that the reason I'm not getting sales is not the product, because when I searched and I looked on eBay and looked in the sold tab, I was able to see that people were actually selling the product that I had listed. So the confusing part for me was like, why them, not me? Why are they making money but not me? Why do this person have products up and they're top rated and I have products up and I don't have any feedback? See, I have students all around the world that I work with, and I was able to not only experience students that love to work and get up every day and list products, but also students that are busy, students that have jobs at Amazon and UPS and FedEx, and people that work for DSPs, people that actually don't have the time to actually work on their extra income stream because they have a job. Now, this actually brings up the point to like, okay, you have a job, great, but are you going to work yourself all the way until you have to retire? Or are you going to actually work enough to where you can actually get that freedom and retire when you want, right? But it's all about your perspective and what you want. Now, you can also do this if you just want an extra income stream. Don't get it twisted. But I have a student that I'm going to be talking about today, and he already knows that I'm doing this video. But I wanted to do this not to gloat or not to put his results based upon what you guys may get, but I wanted to do this because I think it's important to know that you can. And this person is a Amazon worker. He works at an Amazon warehouse. This person was not one of my students in the beginning. He just did the automation service and that's it. And the automation service is where you list, ship, and provide products. So you get an assistant and you hire them for $250. It's on hustlertaughtme.com. And what it is you hire them, they list products, ship products, and provide the products for you. All you do is pay them $250 every single week, and they continue to do it. $50 goes to the assistant, $200 goes to products they pick out in the warehouse, and then they basically do everything for you. So this person started with this service and they were happy, but they felt like this service would tie them down to where they could not explore outside of the service. Like they couldn't actually detach. And that is what I have a one-on-one meeting with customers that use this service all the time for, because number one, I don't ever want you to become reliant on our service. The most important thing when it comes to eBay automation is for this to help your store start to skyrocket and for you to take it and you to flourish. Now, the beautiful thing about the student is he actually took it. We were able to scale his store up a little bit, and he wanted to actually be able to do it himself. So what he did was he started actually working with me hand in hand. Now, when he started working with me hand in hand, the first message that he had sent me was, hey, I'm actually going to restart another eBay while I'm doing automation. And that's what he did. He started automation, eBay automation, with a business eBay account, and he wanted to do a personal eBay account on the side that he was scaling himself. So I'm working with him on this personal eBay account. And when he first started, he wanted to copy exactly what this assistant was doing, which was listing lower tier items first. Now, this is one of the tips and tricks I tell you guys to do all the time, because this is what I found out with all of my students that succeed, that this is what they do. They don't list the products that are high scale. They list the products that are going to be low price. So, prime example, they won't list a UBO or what Ubio Labs or UBO Labs, whatever you call these things. They don't list these because these are expensive. They cost like $50. They don't list these first. What they do is they'll list something like a 10-foot cable, right? And a 10-foot cable, while it's not sexy and it doesn't look like it's making you a lot of money, this is used to get good feedback. So getting this probably cost you $2.50 on WESPO.com. You go ahead and buy this. You then go ahead and list it up for $6.50. You sell it, customer gets it. It charges their phone, they give you positive feedback. This is what we call low customer expectation product. This is a low tier product, right? And what a low tier product does is it is going to be able to make your customer happy automatically and get you that feedback, which we need. We want as much positive feedback as possible before we start listing products like clones or products like speakers, because we want to make sure that when this customer, when the people that are searching for whatever they're searching for go on our eBay, that they're actually seeing all of our positive feedback, so it entices them to actually buy products from us. This was the biggest thing he had an issue with, because when he first made his first sale, he was saying he got, I think it was $3 in a couple of cents profit, and he was not happy. Okay, he called me like 5 times and he was just texting me. He was just upset. He was basically saying, hey, like, this isn't making me money. And then when I went over the listing with him, I explained to him, it's not about it making you money, it's about it getting you reviews. When it gets you that feedback, now that feedback shows under every time you have a listing, which then gives you more credibility, which then gets you the ability to not only promote it with your credibility to equal sales, but also not even have to do promotions and be able to just get sales. So not only was he upset when he made that $3, but he was also elated and very happy when he found out how beautiful eBay works when you actually have a system, and he was able to make $2,300 by the end of the month. Now I'm going to give you guys some tips on his experience and what he did, what we talked about, and just expose our conversation to where you can actually put this into your own perspective. Now everything that I'm going to say you may not be able to do, but I'm going to tell you exactly how this person did it, so hopefully you can actually do it and then actually put it in your way and you can actually make money. So remember, I don't give advice. I give information for you to be able to put it in your context, for you to put it into you and to see how it works for you. So this particular person, he did not make $2,300 himself. He ended up getting a way to outsource for free because he was already outsourcing with our assistant with eBay automation. So remember, He has a business eBay that is being scaled up by us. And he has a personal that he now is trying to scale, but he's working all the time at Amazon. When he works overnight, he comes home, goes to sleep. So with the problem he was having was, one, he can't get to the post office. Two, he can't really list because he can't be on his phone during the Amazon warehouse job, I guess, because they don't allow cellular devices. But what he did was, he asked me, what would your suggestion be? I told him about a time when I had a Mercari account and it got banned and I needed to get somebody else's Mercari account. So I hired my cousin to actually list on Mercari for me. So what I told him to do, I asked him, hey, do you have any relatives, anybody close to you? He said, yes. I said, let's go into business with them. He said, what do you mean? I said, hey, all you got to do is propose to that person that you'll give them a certain split, a certain percentage of the eBay account. What you'll do is you'll provide the products, and what they'll do is they'll make sure they list the product. Now, listing the product is not as complicated as people think. So what he did was he literally did exactly what I said and started to talk to his little brothers, his sisters, his relatives, and people around him. That's what I would tell you. If you want to do this the lazy way, go into partnership with somebody that you trust, somebody that you actually see on an everyday basis, especially if you're a young individual and you live in a household with other people. Go ahead and utilize these people that want to make money too. Now, the difference is that you have to understand this is your business. You're hiring them as an employee, but they're working just off of commission basis, right? So what he did was every sale he got, he gave a certain percentage to a relative, and they were enticed to make sure they kept listing and revising because they wanted to keep the money coming in. Now, guys, this was something that wasn't hard. It wasn't a sticky situation because guess what? Eventually, that employee or that relative ended up saying, hey, I'm gonna build my own, and he was able to go and do his own thing while my guy was able to go and do his own thing because the person already helped him be able to quit his job. It's all about understanding how important outsourcing is. Now, if you don't believe me, let me explain. I had a phone store that I just talked about in the beginning of this video, and the phone stores that I do own, most of them are staffed, but I had one that kept being a problem because it's in the hood, it's in Kensington, okay? And that's with Zombieland. It's a bunch of break-ins and people breaking into cars. Employees kept quitting. So what I had to do? I had to find a temp agency that would bring people into my store on a consistent basis and rotate basically, so I could actually have staff in there so I can work and do what I had to do outside the store. And it's the same thing with you guys. If you believe that you can do everything yourself, you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail. Now, yes, you don't need to pay everybody. The quickest way to not pay anybody but also have them working for you is by having them working on a commission basis. Now, if you're somebody that doesn't mind listing and doesn't mind doing all of these hard things, do it, okay? Because they're not really hard, but again, if you are somebody that is trying to go about it the most laziest way, and I use lazy loosely because obviously we're not lazy, we're hustlers, but if you want to do the most, you can, but if you want to do the least, outsource. That's really the difference, okay? And you guys can do it either way. What is the difference between these two headphones? I'm gonna tell you the similarities first. They both help you listen to music, you can talk on the phone, and they both are basically headphones regardless, right? But the difference is they both cater to different audiences. You may have a audience that likes Apple that may go for this, or an audience that likes Android that may go for this, a younger person that may go for this, an older person that may go for this. But the point of the matter is that both of these sell. And what if I told you that this makes me more money on eBay than this? It would be absurd, right? But the main point is, out of the whole lifespan of me selling on eBay, I've made more money selling these than I did these. But that would be expected because these are fairly new, right? These are not replicas, these are clones, and you can get this on wesply.com. But the reason I say that these both cater to different niches, and the point of me actually bringing this up is that you gotta understand when you're going through this process, it does not necessarily always matter about the product. Now, yes, you want a product with quality. If you're selling replicas, don't sell replicas. I'm telling you, just sell clones. I sell clones on my website because it helps us keep our accounts up instead of getting them taken down. I work with so many people that get their accounts taken down on a daily basis, and I don't want that to be you, because I want you to be able to make money and make it consistently, not make it when it goes good and you're making fast money and you're cashing out, and then boom, restriction, boom, bam, then you're sick, right? I want you to keep your account up, and that's what this channel is based on, is helping you make legitimate extra income streams so you can actually do whatever you want, okay? Now, you gotta realize that no matter what, list products with quality and you'll be fine. You just gotta make sure you're putting the product in front of the right audience, okay? So now let's go and let's get into the computer, because what we're gonna talk about next is listing. When you go and outsource, you need to make sure that your listings are being done correct. And it's also important that as the boss and as the owner, you inspect what you expect, which means you want to make sure that you are making it clear of what you want the outsourcing party to do and what you actually are looking for. Now, when it comes to listings are not complicated. I am a person that copy and paste everything. I don't believe in sitting there and taking pictures by myself. It's just no point for me. If I'm being completely honest, it is easier for me to literally copy and paste, especially if I'm going and moving and I've never been in a stagnant position like I am these days, where I'm in the office all the time and don't have to necessarily go out. Usually I would have to go out and be at front of bus stops and go and hustle and bustle to get my brand out, but I no longer really have to do that. Now, let's get into the computer, and what we're going to talk about is some tips and tricks on how you can actually list, do some product research so that you can scale. And this is something, again, that you want to teach to your outsourcing partner, or if you do choose to do it yourself, you can do it, but this is a lazy way of listing, which I think is really appropriate and easy for everybody to be able to understand. All right, so now when it comes to you listing, all you really want to do, right, you want to think about what you're trying to sell. So let's take those Galaxy headphones that we just talked about, which were the S6 headphones, the ones that I told you guys sell really well. If you go and you hit S6 headphones, you should be able to find them. Right now, what I do every single time I get a product is I want to check to see exactly what it's selling for, what it looks like. I want to get a feel, right? And this helps with people that order resellers kits from wesply.com, or if you are somebody that shops on Alibaba, AliExpress. Whenever you get a product, you want to make sure that you are actually looking up what the market is for this product, right? So now we see the S6 Galaxy headphones. We see a bunch of them. I see 5 pieces for $9.99. Now these are not expensive headphones. You can get these headphones for as low as $2, and you can get a bunch of different quality ones. It all depends on the quality, but what I would do before even listing, I'm going to sold items. Now, again, we're doing the lazy way, okay? Because we don't want to think too much, and we also don't want to put too much work in, to be honest, right? Now, we have the black versions. So we see the black versions are right here. They were sold March 21st. It is March 24th right now, which means this is pretty good, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to literally keep this listing up. We're going to go and look for another black pair. Now, I don't see a lot of black pair, but I would assume it's because they do have a bunch of options and variances. But let's just hit black S6 headphones. All right, so yeah, that was the only one, which is okay, right? Now we can even go and we can look at pricing, because I think with listing, pricing is one of the first things people are confused about. Me, I'm not. What I do is I'm looking at, okay, I see $5.75 here, I see $5.99 here, and then I see 3-pack. Now I can go ahead and with the 3-pack, I can go and just pull up a calculator. When we pull up a calculator, we can literally see, okay, $8.45. Divide that by 3. This person is selling each for $2.81, which technically tells me automatically they're getting these for like $1.50. Which means they're making $1.31 a profit. So $1.31 times 3, they're making like $3.93, right? So that's what they're making, and that's cool, right? But we want to make more money. So what I see is putting in bundles. These headphones isn't the way to go, because bundles obviously are showing that these headphones are cheap. Now I want to make this very clear.
One of the biggest misconceptions I had when reselling was I need to have the lowest price. Until I started doing studies and also dealing with multiple hundreds of eBay accounts, I was able to see that if I price a product high, it still will sell, right? Because see, this right here is only one pair of black S6 headphones that sold for $5.75. When, okay, great, this is the white ones that sold for $5.99. Why did these sell less than the white ones? Only because the customer wanted to pay a lower price. But you have customers that don't want to pay lower prices. Instead, they think to themselves, if I pay a low price, I'm going to get low quality. And then you have some customers that think if I pay a higher price, I'm going to pay higher quality. But I want you guys to remember this. The higher the price, the more the customer's expectation. Now, we want to make sure that the customer is happy, but we don't want to inflate the expectation past what the product is actually going to do, right? So I don't want to sell a customer a pair of these headphones for $20 and I know for a fact that they're not going to be happy with the money that they spent, right? So you got to make sure that you are pricing appropriate. So what we would price ours to, because we know that the roundabout price is $6, is we're going to go and we're going to literally probably start at $5.50. Now we're going to go up 50 cents every 5 sales, or we can go up 50 cents every 2 sales. But I always put a metric there, because if you don't go up in price and you're just selling at the same price, you're not maximizing your potential earnings, right? So then all I do is hit the sell now, and then literally, guys, I'm not even exaggerating, I just copy every single picture. Just copy it. And then when you copy it, you're giving yourself the products to literally be able to sell. Now, I'm not going to copy all of the pictures because it's unnecessary, right? I'm just going to copy the pictures that I see are helping, right? And now I'm going to go and literally take them over here, put them right here, right? Let me move this. And when I put them, boom, boom, right there, we could put that right there, or we can even do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do condition new, right? Everything else should be filled out, but we're going to double check. See how this says brand Samsung? We don't want to put that. Hit unbranded. Model, we can keep Galaxy. And then description, let's look at their description. Make sure the description is just words. And look, so this is clearly a person that didn't pay attention, because this is not a 5-pack bundle, but it says 5-pack. So this person definitely copied the title, a description, and didn't pay attention. They copied the description but didn't pay attention, because this is individual, but it said 5-pack. But anyway, we're gonna go change the price. Instead of the $6.75, we're gonna do $5.50. Ooh, there we go. Okay, $5.50, right? And then we'll do ship only. Ship only. And then we're gonna go right here. We see $3.91. Great. Who pays? Now here's where things get a little sticky now, especially since this whole debacle with tariffs in these states are going on. Usually what I would say is we would go ahead and we would just ship it for free. But what I would do is I would just edit the shipping costs, knowing that we don't want the customer to pay full shipping, but we also don't want to pay full shipping ourselves, So I would edit it, or I would just keep it the same, make the buyer pay, or I'll pay it. But if I was to pay it, now I'm not making money at all, really, to be honest. But that's worth it if I'm just using these headphones for feedback. That's the thing. And then I would just list. All right. So that's how that would work, and that's how you would list. So as you guys see, that's like a lazy way of listing, because all you got to do is have the person at the crib or at your house take pictures of the products that you got in the mail, or if you again get a reseller's kit, and I'll plug myself in as well, wespli.com, right? and then you can get the resellers kit. It's literally right here, wholesale product box, boom, and then you get a whole bunch of different types of resellers kits. These are going to change soon because we're doing a new branding of it, but again, it starts at $230 for the mystery, but $250 for the regular. And I would just recommend just getting the regular product kit. This comes with random trending products that you can actually resell on eBay, Amazon, Mercari, OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, Walmart Marketplace, so here's the thing, a lot of the products in this box are going to be products that are going to not get your account taken down. They're not going to be branded products. They're going to be speakers, headphones, chargers, power banks, a bunch of different things that you can actually sell, whether it's in person or even online on apps such as eBay. All right, so that is going to be the listing tips that we have.
Man, now let's get to what really matters. How much did this actually change? How much did this guy actually make? What were the results? So within the first 2 weeks, he was actually able to go from $3 and some change to $840, I believe. And the reason he was able to do this was not because he was special or he had any different techniques than what I was telling him, or he had the secret sauce, the best products. No, he just literally just started with small ticket items, got the feedback, got around 20 to 30 people giving him positive feedback, and then he listed a product that actually changed everything and was able to get him to the $840 mark within the first 2 weeks. And this is something you can easily do. So he went from low ticket to actually mid ticket. And we're talking products. A low ticket item is going to be something good for feedback. Mid ticket is going to actually be something good for sales, right? And this was something that changed the trajectory of his eBay account. Now let's play the game again. What's the difference between this product and this? Now let's talk about the similarities. These both are products that give customers the feeling of having an Apple product, but it's not Apple, okay? No Apple signage anywhere. But also, this is going to cater to customers that don't want to pay the Apple price, but actually want to get that Apple experience, right? And what's the difference? This is a charger and this is an audio device. Now, when it comes to us being able to sell, these were the products he was selling on his eBay with the mid-tier, mid-ticket product. This $17.50, and this was actually 38 to like 45 range, if I remember correctly. And this was actually him being able to list these products and sell them because he already had what did he? Feedback. The secret sauce to making all of this automated and not having to do all of the work is making sure you have products low and mid. Make sure you have feedback. We don't even need high ticket, because see, a lot of people, what they do is they think that, well, high ticket products are going to cost me so much money. No, not necessarily. This on wesply.com costs you at least, I believe, anywhere $10, but as low as $7 depending on the quantity. And this costs you $17, okay, depending on the quantity. And you are able to get this and sell it for higher. But you can find products like this all over the internet. It doesn't have to be my company, right? There's no reason for you thinking products are going to cost you a bunch of money. Now, I will say, make sure that they're coming within the United States of America so you get it faster. But again, no problems at all when it comes to sourcing products and being able to sell them, because you're going to help you scale regardless. Okay, so after the $840 receipt was sent and he told me how much he made, I didn't really follow up too much after. I let him do his thing. He continued the eBay automation, but he did stop eBay automation and started running his own business and just sourcing products with me. Now, after that, a little bit of time went by and he actually hit me up about something completely different, but he was able to tell me, and I believe I've seen it in my text, it's basically him saying, hey, I haven't talked to you in a minute, but he said that he got up to 2K, and this was a month after he initially started. And then eventually he ended up sending me receipts and we ended up talking on a call. But the main point of this was to let you guys see that not only is it not complicated and you don't have to do all of this extra stuff, and we still didn't even talk about promotions, which I'm going to dive in a second, but you're able to literally scale your business. And he didn't get to 2K just by listing mid-ticket products and listing chargers. No, he ended up implementing it in a strategic way. He didn't just put a whole bunch of products on his eBay, and he also didn't just list things sporadically. Everything has to be done in a certain way, and this is where, again, it helps you to make sure not only do you outsource, but that you actually are holding yourself accountable. Now, with me saying this, I would be kind of holding back and not helping you guys if I didn't tell you guys about the Hustler community, of course, where again you're able to get services like this where you can communicate with me directly through cell phone, and also I have weekly classes that you are able to attend and we work hand in hand together. It's $25 a month, and again I have multiple communities because all of my communities are broken up into segments so I can make sure I give everybody the equal amount of time needed based upon what their services are deemed and required of the community. But again, me being able to help you and hold you accountable, but also motivate you when you are down, because all of us entrepreneurs get down, let's be real, right? It helps you, and surrounding yourself around like-minded people, it helps you as well. So definitely make sure you guys go ahead and click below and check out the community. Now, moving forward, I really want to deep dive into, okay, he got the 2K and everything seemed great, but did he just get it listing the same old products? The answer is no. The system ended up evolving into him doing one more phase that I saw skyrocket him, and I was amazed by how fast it happens. We operate and use a bunch of different eBay accounts. Me, I have 7, but we operate with about 45 eBay automation clients every month on a rough scale, and we are able to see them scaling month after month. But this was a fast scale when it came to this new stage. So first, let's go ahead and recap, and then we're going to talk about the last thing that he did to make money on a lazy scale where he didn't have to put in too much work, but actually outsource to have eBay work for him this time to actually make him more money. So let's recap real quick, and then I'm going to tell you guys exactly what he did. Alright, so to recap, guys, make sure that you understand outsourcing is important. Outsourcing is not only something that you have to pay for all of the time. Sometimes you can offer splits, and sometimes you have people that love you that will help you with your business. Now I get it. You don't want to mix family and business all the time. So what you do is you make sure it's something small. Don't do like a store with your cousin. Trust me, I've learned the hard way. And don't do anything where it involves money really. But when it comes to like a selling app, you're able to utilize this person, and also they're learning in the same breath. So you're winning, they're winning, and it seems to always work from what I am experiencing with my students. Next, you want to make sure that you are understanding the art of listing. You don't need to go ahead and take pictures in a light box all the time, and you don't need to overcomplicate the process. I gave you guys an easy way to be able to list and make money work for you. Next, I want to go again and recap. Well, products are never the problem. The problem is always you. If you're somebody that is trying to sell and scale, you have to understand that quality products are needed. And most importantly, throughout this whole process and everything that I just said, you want to make sure that you're getting feedback. So you want to sell products that are not going to require the customer to have high expectations at first. Getting that feedback is going to be one of the most important things because it helps you with your credibility. Now, paired with the next step, and when I mean this next step actually takes the cake home, it literally takes the cake home. This is something that you're going to want to do immediately, right? After you're done getting your feedback and you go and build your account and you go and you list your charges and etc. You want to make sure that you're doing this because it will scale you from that 800 to 2K, or if not even 2K, 1500. But again, I've seen this work time and time again, and I know for a fact it can work for you if you put it in the perfect way that fits in your life. So let's go ahead and head into the last part, which is promotion. All right, so talking about promotions, right?
This used to scare me, but I'm going to break it down in a really simple way, guys, for you. Let me get this meeting notification off. All right, so when you go and you're about to list something, right, you'll see this promote your listing tab. Now, this used to scare me until I actually had somebody break this down that, again, scales their eBay just as much as I scale mine. You have general and then you have priority. Now, a lot of us, and me included, I used to use priority when I had like a product I really wanted to sell, right? But I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't know the difference. Now, with general, obviously says basic access to ad placements across eBay. Pay per sale. Only pay a fee when an item sells. Accelerated sales. On any type of listing, especially useful on low quantity listings. And then you have priority. 200% more visibility on average. Now, it's saying you can rake in placement. It's saying pay per click in multiple sales. And here's the thing. I really don't want to be biased, and I don't want to just tell you guys what I do. I want to give you guys a little bit more insight so you can choose for you. But the reason I don't use priority is because it's pay per click. I'm not paying per click. You got me messed up. Okay, that's number one. What I've seen when it comes to my listings is it costs me more money, and I lose a lot of money doing priority. I don't make as much as I do with general. Now, when I start selling high ticket items, and when this student started selling high ticket items, I gave him the nugget, and I'm giving you guys so much sauce right now. To be able to do this, guys, you want to go ahead and you want to do general promotions. You want to hit this. And then you don't want to do whatever number they tell you at the time. It always fluctuates depending on what eBay's suggested ad rate is. You don't want to do that. You want to always start at 2%. And then you want to go up. Every time you're getting 5 sales, I go up 1%. Every time. All the way until I get to 5. Once I get to 5%, I usually stop and I let that product do what it do. And I see that it takes 5% of my sale and I keep the rest. And this helps me scale fast. Now, I ain't gonna go too much more in depth, guys, because see, I have a bunch of guides where I actually teach you all of this on hustlertaughtme.com. Okay, I teach you guys so much. I also have my community where you guys can actually get in and start working with me hand in hand, one-on-one. But guys, I have a bunch of different ways. If you want to get into eBay automation, you can go to Start Selling Automation Services, and then you can literally start with eBay automation. We have the Starter Hustle, which is $300, the Grind Mode, which is $500, the Full Flip Empire, which is $850, and it tells you everything that it comes with as well. All right, and we also have all of our answer questions. Now, we also have courses here where I teach you exactly what I'm showing now, but a little bit more in depth, and I walk you hand in hand through your own business. Okay, so that would be the 5-figure masterclass. Now, we also have the guides where, again, you can learn how to do this on your own. You don't have to necessarily pay me, and I also teach people how to get unbanned, and it's $15, guys. And we also have the eBay strategy guide too. Okay, so I have all of these things for you guys so that you guys can actually make money work for you and not depend on anybody but yourself.
There you guys have it. This is how you can make money on eBay the lazy way. And I'm talking about money to where it can actually change the way you live your everyday life. Hopefully you can make up to 50K every single year so that you're no longer having to work. Just like these people are literally calling me right now at my store. But I want you to be able to be financially stable. And if you guys are serious about this and you guys want us to do this for you, again, guys, all you need is $300 and you guys can work with us every single week. We will actually scale your eBay. It's at hustlertaughtme.com, and it is under the Start Selling category, the store automations. It's no brainer, guys. We help you guys make money, and you also can do this by yourself. You don't need nobody. But again, outsourcing is a way to make your life less complicated. Okay, guys, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to learn how to make more money on eBay, go ahead and click this video and let's continue on our journey to becoming financially free and stable. See you guys at the top because it's way too crowded at the bottom.